Hello everyone and welcome to Z2R Main. Today we've got a Zelda 2 Randomizer 2023 Standard Tournament triple header here. Got 3 races in a row, starting off with MiRai versus Homewrecker here in Swiss Round 4, a 3-0 match. I'm starting with me for this one is Tiberius. How are you doing?
I'm doing alright, Star. Thanks for having me today.
Yeah, always glad to have you. We've got a good match here. Two great runners, both 3-0. They've won all their matches so far. Should be interesting to see how they do. They have MiRai took out TH, Valence, and Chadber in that order in Swiss so far. Homewrecker has beat TH, Patrick, and Ortega so far. Look at the race times.
Yeah, definitely been some really good matchups all the way through, and so this one's just gonna the culmination of 6 really good matchups, and obviously 6 really good wins for both these runners, and only one can step away 4-0.
Yep, that makes things up. MiRai beat Krobot last week. I was misreading his thing. I also had to laugh at Homewrecker's comment just before we got going. Don't sub hour again, please. Because MiRai had to put in a sub hour time of 55 minutes and 35 seconds last week against Chroma in a pretty fast seed that he routed very, very well.
Yeah, Chroma's been involved in 2 sub hour seeds this tournament. in one shape or another, he's been involved in 2 of them.
Yep. Order of the flags here, Swiss Standard. So they still need to place all 6 gems to beat Palaces. We do have Map Randomizer and Room Randomizer, which are pretty typical as, oh great, this looks like a mountainous map.
Sure does. Hope these runners are keeping track of where things are going to be here.
Yeah, at least it looks like we're starting in the northwest part of things, maybe. Gonna head straight south from start for both runners. This is an incredibly barren stretch just south of start, by the way. Wow, there's nothing here. But they do need to place all 6 gems and all 6 palaces, and then go to Great Palace, beat Thunderbird, and beat Darkling. Map Randomizer is on. We've got no idea where they're going. They've got no idea where they're going. We are definitely in the northwest corner because we've looked pretty far down this map, finding Rudo in Fire straight south of start. A long way south of start, but straight south. Probably not going to get a trophy for that, though. MiRai is looking like he's going to get a heal here, at least, since he is low on health. Koreas are fun for Home.
Oh boy. Yep. Home definitely not enjoying the combat so far. I mean, it is that early game combat. It's gonna hurt, especially on life level 1, but decides I'll check the town first.
Yeah, he's down to 1 life as well, and well, we're not getting life spell either. Great.
I mean, hey, that's 2 fetch quests we don't have to worry about.
Yeah, we're also not getting safety in the form of the life spell, and fire spell can be a nice thing to have too.
True.
Marias are fun still here for both runners. And MiRai decides, you know what, never mind, as Home takes a game over. I think there might be a path to the east of here, otherwise I think there's a path east up north. It doesn't look like there was a middle eastern path. Yeah, okay, Home's gonna take the northernmost path to the east here. Hey JD, Racing Party inside, welcome in. We just got started. It's a mountainous map, and it's about as fun as mountainous maps usually get.
Yep, Home trying to dance with the Daira, finds another one.
Yeah, I realize that Home's cropping is slightly poor, so I'm gonna fix that.
And MiRai takes down those Gurias there, baits them all the way to the left of the screen, and then takes them both out at the same time. Well done. Gets rewarded with another Guria. And the kid. Alright, Home's gonna be fine that he left that. He's a known that check hater. He's a teacher by trade, so he doesn't hate kids, but he hates that kid.
We might both need to hit a refresh, because I did not see that child when he saw it.
Okay, I can pop a refresh here. I'll be right back.
I also hit the refresh button. And restream seems to be okay. Not sure what happened there, but yeah.
Cool. Nice.
Also, who's tracking between us, I realize?
I am. I hit refresh, and I was waiting for it to pop back up to mark that kid, but thanks for clicking that.
Figured I'd check, since I marked the candles earlier, but yeah.
Yep, no, appreciate it.
MiRai is in the south, took the southernmost path towards the east. Homewrecker is up in the north middle bit of the map. Here's another item. No, that's faster. MiRai, right.
Yep, looked like just Parappa Cave there, so gonna bail on it for now. Don't blame him. Home might be trying to get a few more levels here before going anywhere.
Looks like it as we find another pass-through cave we don't particularly need right this second. It looks like they're basically both in the middle bit of the map here as we find P5, I think that was?
Yeah, looked like 5 over here on the west.
Yeah, 5 basically smack dab in the middle of the map.
Yeah, definitely one that you don't want to take on this early anyway. But now you just have to remember for a while. You're gonna, take a note of that and come back later when you're good and ready.
Home actually might be trying to find Bagu, that's a point. We haven't seen Saria yet, but Saria can be very relevant in mountainous maps. As we find a shield spell here, and I think that's somewhere vaguely northeast from MiRai. Because this is Map Randomizer, there are different themes to the Map Randomizer known as biomes, so this one is a mountainous biome. Pretty self-explanatory as to why we call it that. There's mountains everywhere. With little pockets of land scattered here and there, that's an ouch of a game over for Home. And yeah, it could be rather annoying to get through a mountainous map because it's very, very linear.
Mm-hmm. But Home using that as an opportunity just to take the northeast here. Gonna keep on walking. Never did find Bagu, but he's right back where he was, so probably gonna resume that search. Like you were saying, can be pretty powerful finding Saria with Bagu in these mountainous biomes.
Yep. We started on the far western side, and the first thing both runners did was walk down the entire western side of the map. We're both currently... Mirai's kind of more in the northeast corner now, yep.
And Home does find Saria for Reflect, but never did find Bagu there, as Mirai gets Medicine Cave.
I entirely missed where exactly Saria was. I assume up here somewhere in the middle of the north.
Yep, northeast, just beyond where Bagu's woods were, so it's not like you have to go very far to find Bagu if you wanted to.
Okay, so Home's between Bagu's woods and where Mirai's at, I guess, then. Because Mirai's in the far northeast corner, and Home isn't, I don't think, quite that far east yet.
Gotcha.
There's Reflect for him, and the Magic Jar for Mirai's a nice pickup.
Yep. Home can't quite cast Reflect, but once he grabs that Magic Jar, he'll be able to, sitting at 79 right now.
Just barely castable at 5 jars.
Yep. I mean, if we run into another cave with several red Dairas in it, might not be a bad idea to pop that Reflect spell, but
no.
So far, nothing too crazy as Home finds Heart Container Cave. I think Mirai's trying to farm drops here on those birds. I didn't think they dropped, but Mirai knows better than I do. Speaking of, there's that red Daira in a tricky spot.
Yeah. P3 or 6 here in the northeast corner is our second of our 3 western palaces. The third one's probably somewhere down in the southeast.
Mm-hmm. And yeah, home deciding a little too rich for my blood. Sorry about that.
Yeah, no worries. He actually couldn't go back in. Mirai taking a death here, trying to get some XP off the Iron Knuckle and the statue here.
Yep.
Vertical Sandwich, you're probably on the wrong version of the Randomizer.
Yep, there has been a few updates even since the inception of the tournament. There's been a few updates there. Yeah, Mirai grinding that red Iron Knuckle, getting up to attack 3. Home, unfortunately, taking that game over. But yeah, Mirai finding the other side of Saria here. Gonna say, yep, that's my Reflect. Need to get over to that other side.
Just stuck the link to the Randomizer GitHub in the chat so you can go download the most recent version, because I don't know what version you're on, but it's probably not the right one. Eldar has in fact been on the roll. Shout out to Eldar, one of our prominent community members, who's taken over the development of the Randomizer from Digshake, who's taken a little bit of a break in recent years, and has made a lot of improvements in quality of life changes. As I noticed on Homewrecker's site, I've got our final palace on the west here, just south of where he is right now. Mm-hmm. Barely visible. Okay, and yep, that's Mirai peeked this earlier. Both 3 and 6 on the west in some order, no clue which is which. Speaking of Eleanor, there he is in chat.
Yeah. Home getting the news
he's done with the northeast corner, and he's upping back to start to go head straight east instead of south and around the way.
Yeah, MiRai really farmed those red iron knuckles a little bit, and home getting that same news that they're worth 200, so it's not a bad early farm.
No, and yes, these runners are both 3-0. They both have won all of their matches in Swiss so far, and yeah. Oh, no, that's okay. That's P5 for Homeworker is further south than the 1 of 3 or 6, right?
Yep.
My sense of direction is notoriously terrible. I rely heavily on extensive note-taking to have any idea where things are. Typically in Z2R, it's important to know where the edges of the map are, so you have a good frame of reference, and so you don't miss stuff at the edge of the map. But you also don't want to miss the middle of the map either, because that's also tricky.
Yep. MiRai does show us that through the rest of that hard container cave was just another magic decanter. So MiRai, sitting now on 6 magic jars, does find the other side of Sorry here, gonna get his reflect, as home finds Naburu, and I missed what that was, but I'm pretty sure MiRai already has it.
This is Rauru, not Naburu.
Rauru, sorry, thank you.
They found the east. This was
no, they sure haven't.
I was gonna say, what do we have left here? We're still missing a couple item caves. I don't think we've seen Stonehenge, and I don't believe we've seen the southeast corner or a way off the map.
Yep. Definitely haven't seen those yet.
There's Reflect from Rai, and Shield for Home.
And a nice up A from MiRai. Well, I think, like you were saying earlier, Star, I think home might get his wish with this mountainous west and the fact that we haven't seen a way off of it yet. Something tells me we might not hit sub-hour here, but I could still be surprised.
Yeah. We've seen most significant portions of the map. It's always difficult to be sure with the map rando, but I'm thinking that the southeast corner, which neither runner's got into as far as I can remember, MiRai went northeast, and I'm not sure where exactly the path to the southeast corner is where our final couple things are hiding. What is required to be the seed? You need to access the 6 palaces, place the 6 gems, and then go to Great Palace, beat Thunderbird, and then beat Darkling. To do that, you will need Fairy, you will need a glove, and pretty much just about all seeds, with very rare exceptions. You will need the Thunderspell, you will need Reflect, and you will need whatever it is you need to navigate the overworld. Which, that depends on the map random.
Yep.
We have King's Tomb here from Rai, somewhere on the southern coast. Well, coast, but it's no water access, huh? And you also need to be able to cast Thunder and Reflect, of course, as we get another magic jar. Okay.
Alright, well, we're not going to get turned away.
Able to cast spells.
Not going to get turned away from Granny today when we find her.
In this fight, the glove is sporting like 98-99% of the time. Yep. Oh, hey, that's a connector cave to what looks to be a volcanic east? Question mark. With hammer on the grass tile.
Didn't see too much of it yet, but definitely wasn't Dry Canyon. And definitely wasn't mountainous again.
It definitely wasn't islands either. But there were some big patches of just lava just out in the open, which tends to be a sign of a volcanic map. Fairy is at least logically required in many states, because you need Fairy with the key to open doors, and it's often required to navigate rooms. To get the boots here is one of our final items on the west.
Very
Nice
nice.
P-Bag cave from Rai. Home is still trying to find where his southeast corner is, because he hasn't gotten there yet. He's still missing a couple magic jars and a child, because he came over in that cave earlier.
Yep. So MiRai definitely, with the early exploration advantage, finding one of our last caves here in Trophy Cave.
This should be our last. We've seen the child, 3 magic jars, and the boot so far. And a heart to complete our western items. That is MiRai with knowledge of all our western palaces, I believe. All of our items and all of our towns. He can get out of here. And I can probably come back later with Fairy, perhaps the key, probably the glove to go beat our palaces 3, 5, and 6 here on the west. I didn't actually see how MiRai got to his southeast corner, which I'm pretty sure were the final couple items, and the connector to the east are, but Home's going in the wrong direction for it, I think. Well, he's not. He's going southwest instead of southeast, so There might be a pasture cave over here, I don't quite remember. Right, remembering. Oh yeah, I'm done with the west. For now, I can leave. Definitely a lava, the mountain volcanic biome, because that right there is a pretty good sign. Shoutouts to the entrance to the Valley of Death being hard food stock there, by the way.
Always fun to go through most of a seed and then realize, oh no, I still need those.
Yeah,
but luckily they were just on the west.
Yeah, the boots are right next to the cave to the east, so we're fine on that. Got ourselves the burrow with the spell in it.
Home finally coming. I mean, technically, isn't the original... Oh no, that's for the trophy. The Gorillaz have stolen our trophy is the original dialogue, not have stolen our child. Shoot.
Our runners are 3-0, dude. They each have won all of their matches in Swiss so far.
Alright. Home finally taking down those Gorillaz as MiRai grabbing that spell.
Yep.
Definitely something nice to see before finding New Kasuto.
Yep, we don't know where that is. It's gonna be here somewhere on the east, but we don't know where. This is a volcanic biome, a volcano/caldera. It's a volcano on the east, caldera on the west, and Death Mountain. Means that there is a big open area in the middle of the map. It's full of lava on the east, which replaces the Valley of Death. On the west and in Death Mountain, it's got a big old lake in it. On the east and in the west, it will have a palace there as well, and then the map is basically divided into thirds, either north-south, which is what we have, or east-west. And then basically the rest of the continent is divided between the northern and southern, or eastern and western halves. Halves in terms of land area, not necessarily in terms of landmarks.
Yeah.
Darunia and the water tile here with Fairy and Darunia. We're just gonna go back after doing water tile, I think.
Yeah, I'd imagine he was
just
raft. Doing the water tile real quickly, just so he doesn't forget to do it when he leaves Darunia.
Yeah, it is a raft, so we might need that to get to Maze Island. We haven't figured out where that is yet. It looked like that the cave to the east was our only way off the western continent.
Yeah, especially with, everything being landlocked too. I didn't see any hidden raft tiles.
I don't think we had any water access on the west, no. It can happen in mountainous biomes, but it didn't look like this one gave it to us. Home, by the way, I think has completely lost the southeast corner. I didn't actually see how MiRai got there, but Home has not found it.
Yep.
He should know if he's been keeping track of his map that he hasn't seen the southeast corner, but it can be a little hard to realize, oh, I'm missing a big chunk of the map in that direction. So Home's a little bit lost at the moment, unfortunately. Getting randoed by the map rando. MiRai's gonna pick up Upstab here, potentially. Doesn't always get it, but it is nice to have. Home's decided, you know what, I'm gonna go and pick up, go take a look in P5, actually, which is an interesting play. P5, rather grape-colored, I suppose, today?
Yeah, I mean, keys are in the large enemy drop pool, and they're dropping fairly frequently, so unless he finds a glove or a fairy block, I mean, it could lead to an item. We know it's not going to be, boots or anything. I mean, glove might be the best thing he could pull out of here.
Eventually, speaking of keys, there's a key door. And yes, mountainous biomes can absolutely be a pain to navigate. 100-point P-bag does get him attack 3. Can't complain. And I realize I've been commentating that game on for the past 17 minutes. Turning that back on. Oops. There's a bridge tile here on the northern coast.
And that's just away, or just out of sight of when MiRai first came to the east here into that cave connector, so went south first and didn't quite see it, but now sees it, so hopefully this is our Maze Island and we never have to see Death Mountain. But he's teasing us.
Oh, that game over hurts for Home. Thankfully he was just in P5. But he is leaving, which is good, because he needs to figure out what the thing he's missing is. Here's Maze Island.
It's possible he knew he was on his last life and close to a level up, so he just went in there hoping to get a quick level.
Also possible. First item in Maze Island is right next to the connector, is next to the bridge, and has a heart container in it. You'll take that.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah, I think Home needs to take a pass-through cave is I think what he needs to take to get over to the bit of the map he's missing. And that looks like a mountainous DM. Huzzah.
And there's our raft tile as well as MiRai. I don't think he's too pleased to find that heart container, but we'll see if the raft tile gets us to the southern side of the east, perhaps. Nope.
It leads us to somewhere. I don't even know which continent that is.
I think that's an eastern connector right there. Yeah, that was an eastern connector.
Is that an eastern connector game? I honestly can't tell. That's just a random bit of the west we didn't see.
It definitely wasn't a western connecting cave. It could be one of the mini DM rooms.
DM usually doesn't have that
yeah
a pocket though. So yeah, that like random bit of the east, I guess.
Yep.
With a pass-through cave to Dover, he wants to go, I guess. He's just going to take a quick look to see if Hammer Cave's anywhere accessible, which it isn't, so he's going to... Not worth taking for the item right now. He's got other places to be.
Don't blame him, as Home does find his way over to the Stonehenge area, going to get his boots here, and hopefully, as we know, he needs to just start cruising over to the east once he gets those.
I mean, there's no reason for him not to. He's run out of things to do on the west.
Yep. I also forgot to mark that he did go back and get that child that I'm sure he was happy about.
Alright, there's a second item from MiRai in the northern part of the map with the flute on it. We might need that. For Three-Eyed Rock, usually River Devil rarely does a thing in the volcano biome.
Yep, I mean, there's still a chance, like you were saying, of Three-Eyed Rock, but now that MiRai has both the hammer and the flute, he's not going to get trolled by one of those hidden locations.
Nope.
Ooh.
Almost for the P-Back Cave, which I think might be his 7th magic jar.
I think this one was our boots.
Or might be that, I forget, yeah. You're right, and I'm wrong. Never mind,
it's
I knew.
So yeah, MiRai.
Mace Island Palace is P4, rather mustard colored today. And you're here, you've got Fairy, you've got Reflect. Take a I'll see if you can dig it and never come back.
Oh, absolutely. And then just pop. No. I was thinking MiRai might then just up an A to the west and clear out the west, knowing that GP has to be in the east. But he still needs to find a couple of towns, so I wouldn't.
He needs to find a couple of towns, and he'd probably like a glove before digging 5 or 6.
Yeah.
I would not be going. Especially, and also, if he doesn't end up being able to beat his western palaces, as there's a fifth Hartford home. If he doesn't end up being able to beat his western palaces, getting back to the east is a little bit of a trek on that mountainous west, because you have to take a pass-through cave to the southeast corner, since Home took 20 minutes to find said pass-through cave, as we saw.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, definitely finding New Kasuto is probably top of MiRai's to-do list over here. It's got two quick items that he can grab. Still needs to find 2 caves.
Chance of thunder as well in New Kasuto.
Yeah.
Home should be finding the east any second now. I forget which exact cave it is, but it's one of the ones around here. There it is. Right. He is skipping his 7th magic jar for now, so that doesn't particularly matter much, and he's going to see that bridge immediately.
Yep, going slightly different route than MiRai did. Probably just taking a note here. Ooh! Blue Stalfos Knights on the drippers here in this palace for MiRai, worth 150.
That's not too bad.
No.
They are starting to get to decent levels, 344 and 333 right now, but 150 ain't bad for at least still at the moment.
Yep, if they're going to fall into your lap like that, you take it, as MiRai does find the item room here. What do we have in for? Free life.
And the cross. Womp womp.
Yep. I mean,
lets you see invisible MOAs, which isn't 100% useless, but it's not a glove, which is really the thing MiRai wants at this point.
I'd say the best part about that cross pickup is we know, again, GP is over here on the east, and that's where those invisible MOAs can really just tick you off, knock you into fire pits, things like that. So definitely not something he's disappointed, but not what he wanted.
No. And Home's in Mace Island as well is going to follow MiRai's footsteps. Despite everything with his western exploration is not perhaps spectacularly behind. Volcanic East is generally not too terrible to dig. getting between the parts of the map can be a little tricky, but each individual part of the map on a volcano or caldera is generally pretty open-ended.
Mm-hmm.
Like, we know that, for instance, the northern entrance to the crater is hard boots locked because of an oh-so-conveniently placed lake, which is more common on the west in DM with calderas, where you've got the lake in the middle and this more water. The volcanic easts tend to have more lava, not necessarily water. So it's funny that a volcano gave us the oh-so-conveniently placed lake when I usually see it more with the caldera west or DM. But so's map rando sometimes. Good thing the boots were available.
Yep. Always interesting to see, to use that life is like a box of chocolates. Z2R is like a box of map rando. You never know.
Yeah, sometimes the map rando is nice, sometimes it's like, haha, you wanted to get around the map? No.
What was that? Vanilla Shuffle DM to Islands West to Islands East? No boots? Here you go.
Thankfully, vanilla shuffled maps aren't an option in this tournament. They get a little old after a while.
Yes, and I think TAH, our fearless leader, had a vendetta against the vanilla from last year's standard when it seemed to roll every other seed some form of vanilla.
Randobot, Sahabot was on a roll for things. Sahabot being the seed rolling bot for Z2R. And as with all seed rolling bots of any kind for any rando, Sahabot will do as it will. For better or worse. It is here we find Karok. MiRai staring at the spell menu for a second, I'm not quite sure why.
I'm wondering if he was doing the math on, or checking keys, or doing the math on casting Fairy after the Karok kill here.
Something or another, yeah, I didn't quite catch his key count or the Fairy cost. Oops.
Could have been double checking lives too, just in case he needed to take that up A. But it looks like he's gonna be alright.
I'm a little confused why Home left P4.
He found a dead end and then failed.
It's not super hard to get back from the east, admittedly, though it depends on how
True.
far he wanders, but he doesn't have Fairy yet, that might be one of the reasons he's gonna get here, so he's fine. I go back after.
Yep.
Yeah, Tails aren't in logic for him yet. And it's gym number 1 there, 26 minutes in from MiRai, and he's gonna head back to the west. Not the west, east. Great, he's not going back to the west for a bit. That was an encounterless path all the way back to the bridge, which is kind of impressive how long that was.
Home definitely showing
back to
his...
Death Mountain surprises me. MiRai?
Yeah, I'm not sure on this one. I think he is checking that pass-through, hoping he doesn't have to go through the volcano here.
That would make sense. I'm curious to see what this is. It's kind of... Volcanic and Caldera maps tend to be fairly open on each of the halves that aren't the middle. So it's kind of unusual to see a completely blocked off cave in the middle of the mountains like this one. Yeah, that works. Figures. So that's a really unusual that we do not see that very often in map randoms. You have it just random little cave in the middle of nowhere. We do, however, have Risen P-Back Cave here as Homer Cricket's upstab. Having picked up his Fairy.
Oh, thank you. Sorry about that. I thought I clicked it, must have missed.
It happens sometimes.
Ooh, there's a nice Iniki pickup for MiRai.
Like that?
Yeah, all the way in the south of the east there, like you were mentioning. So that's going to definitely save on magic costs in palaces. Again, key drops were coming kind of fast and loose from the large enemy drop pool, so not needed, but definitely welcomed.
Yep. And GP is not in the caldera or crater. Fantastic.
So I think that means 1 is in Valley of Death.
We haven't seen P2 either, I don't think. We'll choose the other, Eastern Palace?
Okay. Yep, 1 and 2.
MiRai, don't know. I don't know where P2 actually is. I thought we saw a decent amount of the northern side.
I thought so as well, so it's strange that we didn't get eyes on it, but it's possible it's just hanging out down here too, as we do find new Kasuda for jump.
Yeah. To know as well that usually with calderas and volcanoes, there's exits on both sides of the crater / caldera, as we get the medicine here for life if he ever wants it, which probably not.
Yeah, already has shield. I really doubt it, even if he goes back.
Shield and 7 hearts. Yeah. I think is that Helmethead has our 8th heart.
I think that's what that said.
Picking up heart. But yeah.
Okay. There's our other palace, just hiding south of a cave there.
Yeah. I think Mirai might have saw it. I think Mirai was in the area, so he probably saw it on screen, just, yeah.
As we do.
And that is P2 here. So P1 is our Valley of Death palace today. But yeah, usually with Caldera and volcano biomes, you typically have exits to both sides of the map from the caldera or crater, but it looks like we don't have a southern exit to the map today. We have to go from the northern side, which is boots locked. Thankfully, the boots were free, but if we hadn't found the boots, that might have been a bit of a, well, fun situation. 8th magic jar, why not?
Mirai is... I don't think he's pleased at that. He definitely wants that glove.
I think we're missing Sunken P-Bag Cave, Hammer Cave, or go pick a palace and hope you find it. I think is what we're at.
I think you're right.
So he's gonna want to find Sunken P-Bag Cave here before he decides to commit to either what looked like a mountainous DM for Hammer Cave, which is who knows where.
Yeah, no thank you.
Or go pick a palace and hope you pick right, which can be
that would
fun.
That would be my guess.
Because on the one hand, you need to dig the palaces anyway, but if you pick wrong and it turns out you picked a glove lock palace,
that's never happened to anyone before.
Though as having the foggiest idea, well, we know P4 is not glove lock because Mirai beat it. Homewrecker found a glove or fairy block early in P2 here, but he has fairy, so that wasn't a problem. We took a very quick look in P5 earlier, but Homewrecker had no real resources, so I don't think I can actually make any serious comment about whether or not anything was blocked in there. And we have not seen P1 at all. We have not really seen P3, we haven't really seen P6. We don't even know which one's which, we just know both are on the west. And
there's our
never
glove.
mind anything, because there's our glove, and that is Mirai in functional go mode.
Yep, so, yeah, there's that up A to the west. Now we're just going to see Mirai do what Mirai does, which is rip through palaces on attack 4.
Held to the metal, it's time to get going. He has everything he needs to beat the game, he just needs to do it.
Yep.
All 8 magic jars, 7 heart containers. If he finds his heart container is 8 heart on the way in P2, he'll pick it up. But if not, screw it.
Yeah, absolutely. The more with that 8 hearts, if like you said, if he finds it, I can see him burning gems even earlier than he normally would be.
Yeah. Mirai is comfy. Home on the other hand, in P2, I do hope he can place a gem here. Unfortunately, we know he's not going to find that much of anything.
Yeah, just a heart if he finds it, and helmet head.
Yep. Unfortunately, I think the big difference between our runners is Home just got lost on the west.
Yeah, and
he was a good few minutes behind Mirai getting to the east, and that's a little bit of routing divergence on the east as well, though it's relatively consequential given that this east isn't all that terrible. As long as Homewrecker figures out you need to take the raft tile to that random cave in the south part of the east to get anywhere on the south, since there's no southern exit to the volcano, because the map rando has a sense of humor today.
Yeah, and you have to go through Death Mountain to get to that raft tile as well, so it's even more convoluted and less, what's the word I'm looking for? Less, can't think of it. You wouldn't think of it as often.
I mean, he has the boots to walk down the coast, but yeah, that's going to be a bit of a case of, does Homewrecker check? Mirai checked it as just a quick, oh hey, just see if Spec Rocket or Hammer Cave are available for a quick item since I don't have a glove yet.
Yep.
But when does Home do that, we don't know, as he deals with lag central here in this room. Oh, now it's not too bad since I got a couple of the enemies, but the NES can only handle so many sprites on screen at once, and you've got a bunch of large enemies throwing a bunch of projectiles. You get some serious lag. We are now into 1 of 3 or 6 for Mirai. At 6.
6 it is.
I didn't catch which one of the 2 it is in terms of physical location, because I forgot which is which.
Home is going to find that heart container that we know is sitting right here.
Yeah. Won't complain too much about a 7th heart, though.
No. Not with how much he's been being bodied in this seat already, too.
Oh yeah, the early game over in that cave with the child on the left did not help his everything, because he had to go backtrack, then spend like a good minute getting back there to get it. Just not Homestay, I suppose. He's been playing pretty. He's been doing pretty decently to the best of his ability. Just got randomed, I think, is what happened to him here.
Yeah. I mean, we could still have a completely disgusting GP, and if Mirai takes every wrong turn, there's still plenty of rando left here. But Home really does need to get to that glove and probably even that any key sooner rather than later.
The any key we know is free. He just needs to. The issue is he needs to get to that side of the east, which we know is easier said than done. He is getting extremely lost in P2 here, although it seems Mirai is likely to do about the same thing. Yeah,
this P2 is not kind, to be sure. Unless we missed a really early turn, and Mirai gonna go for that jackhammer here on Barba. Holy cat! I
haven't noticed any glove blocks or a home, but it's possible that might also be influencing his routing. Ouch for Mirai.
That's a beefy start to the Barba fight, too. He got multiple hits in, and that health bar did not change.
Yeah, for probably helping per se, but yeah. Barba definitely healthy today. Home deciding to up A and go back somewhere else, close at the start it seems. I do hope we can at least get this place B in, just so he doesn't have to come back here.
Agreed.
So far, he's really not finding anything. Aside from a heart container and a lot of rooms, P2 is one of the larger palaces, and it shows.
Lots of opportunities for rooms as Mirai does take Barba down the second time. So, I think this was that Home didn't go through this key door, so I think our helmet head is 1, maybe 2 rooms beyond this.
Yeah. Mirai is 24 points short of levels, so he's going to go back and find something for it.
Well, I'm deselecting Barba then, because he hasn't placed the gem. Oh, and the item's behind a mini-boss.
He's like, really? Alright, are these heads any good? 20 points, sure, that will do.
That'll get him. That'll get the job done.
If he can find a second one, that is, because the game doesn't seem to be spawning one.
That is an unhappy Mirai on our cams right there.
Yeah, chat can't see it, but we do see Mirai's face cam on his end. Home's not playing with one. And he certainly has opinions about that.
That room. I'm guessing the words "come on, mate" may have escaped his lips, but there we go with the gem placed. Two gems down.
So let's see how long this goes. This is probably not going to be a sub-hour as Home requested, given that P2 is apparently quite the slog. It's possible Mirai might find the right way, but Home's been in here a while. There's also just as good a chance that Mirai does exactly the same thing and gets exactly as lost.
Yep, same results. So time will tell. As I think next on Mirai's list is probably that P5, because that was closer to start than P3 was.
Yeah. No, I think P3 is the northern of the two.
Gotcha.
I forgot that I did realize which one was which between where Mirai went first for 3 or 6, because one's in the northeast corner, the other is this, and I didn't see which one was which one Mirai had gone to. So,
and we have a potential glove block here on Mirai's, or it's not potential, it is a glove block as Home ferries through his. I think we're finally on the right track to get to Helmet Head here.
Unfortunately for Home, if that's required, he's in for some serious trouble.
Yep. Dead end room, and there we go. There's our Helmet Head.
Okay, so Home can get out of here and not have to come back, which is good. It would be a bummer if he had to come back later with a glove.
Yep.
Mirai probably not going to get sidetracked by the glove, but there is a possibility of it as well, depending on how he chooses to route this too.
Yeah, he did do that quick early check, but that was the classic, hey, just go right at the start of the palace.
Yep. Helmet Head shouldn't be too bad at attack 4 here.
Yep. Little patience game from Homewrecker, taking a few hits, but plenty of life with that shield spell. Takes down Helmet Head.
And has 7 heart containers, he's fine. 500 points is very nice. That will get him... Matt is going to get him here attack 5 as well.
Yeah, opting for attack. I definitely don't blame him.
I mean, you've got 7 magic jars and 6 magic jars, 7 heart containers. Magic and life levels are the biggest concern right this second for him.
Yep. My only thought for Homewrecker is he still doesn't have that any key, so I think he's banking on those key drops by not taking that magic level, knowing that he needs fairy to get through some of these doors, but like I said. Magic jar off the west, which I don't remember where that. It was by the cave that you just never checked, I think. Yep.
E3,
right.
Not super fast, not super terrible here. It looks like.
Yep. Mirai definitely.
Is one of us a robot on restream? Because
you're better now. You were garbled a little bit there, but we're back.
Okay, gotcha. The good old unplug the mic and replug it usually fixes it.
There you go. Rebo taking a few hits to get off the horse here, but
yeah.
There we go.
Once you get him off the horse, he's fine.
Yeah.
Is gonna go to P1 before going, which makes sense. He doesn't know that there's no southern exit to the caldera because the map, or crater, because the map rando's silly today.
Yeah. He's probably gonna see it and wonder what's going on, but TBD
well,
there.
at that point, he's going to know that he needs to find a connector, continental connector to the other side.
Oh,
and
yeah.
his only option at that point is to go dig the end. So.
Yep. Hopefully he susses that out.
I mean, he kind of has to. Hopefully for him, P1 isn't glove locked, because while it's not the longest of Valley of Deaths, it would be nice to not have to get back in here. We are back into this rather purple P5 for Mirai.
Yeah.
Palace Shuffle is on usually in Rando, so you cannot tell which palace is which by the vanilla palettes. I don't even know what the vanilla palettes are at this point, to be honest.
It has
remember
been
GP
far
is
too
kind
long.
of yellow-orange, and that's about it. And you can get some fairly neutral colors, some kind of bright colors, and some really bright colors. This purple's not the worst, but it is fairly saturated.
Uh-oh. Home, taking an encounter skip, does find the Moa, but loses it. Oh, no. Home, just get out of there before that Moa really does you in, buddy. As Mirai getting... Oh! Mirai, again, no one's ever done that before. Mirai accidentally downstabbing through a bridge.
Classic. And you can just kind of... You can't see him, but you just kind of head desk in shape, basically. Arms overhead, just like, oh, well, oops.
Nice eco key room right after that, too.
Yeah.
I believe, going back to that, vanilla colors conversation, I think P1 is slightly gray, so this is an almost vanilla gray here for P1.
Okay, we were doing that in the race before. Oh, never,
Nope.
Elendar. Definitely not.
and then immediately done it again in the same race. Nope, never.
It's one of those just you don't realize. Oops.
Oh, yeah. Yep. And Home checking these dead ends. He still doesn't have that any key, so yeah, he's definitely checking these, hoping to save a little bit of magic.
With the any key, not sure what MiRai was doing in that room, because he does have the any key.
Yep. I think MiRai has definitely hit the just fairy through things mode. I think he might be over some of this seed.
Yeah, probably. I don't know what fairy costs at Magic 5. I haven't gotten a look, but even if it's still 49, he can still cast it twice.
Yeah.
For those who don't know, each bar of magic is 16 points.
Alright.
And 49 is 16 times 3 plus 1. 16 times 3 being 48, so Home over there with 6 bars of magic is just short of being able to cast it twice on one life. He's probably a little bit crabby about it, I'd guess.
Yeah, but does find the horse fairly quickly here. So not too bad.
Home is behind. Big thing is he got map rando today. First on the west, and he's also going to get map randoed on the east here.
Yeah. But does have 2 of the palaces that MiRai doesn't have done, so we'll give him that.
Yeah, one didn't look too bad. P2 was a slog, though. He's also looked in 4th, though he didn't really have enough. He's going to go back for the 120 points.
Yeah, don't blame him. But I am deselecting your boss, sir. Does he have the jump
really
spell?
fast seed? I don't. Neither of them have jump. It's MiRai might. I don't think MiRai got it, and Cho hasn't been to the southern part of the east. It's Nugasudo.
All right, Home instead of jumping up to get that. Yeah, there we go. Gets his level though. Okay, now he's going for that magic level. Oh, and gets a key drop just to troll.
Okay.
The game is sentient sometimes. It's fine.
Yeah.
Home really going out of his way here to get that magic level. Don't really blame him. Unless he's trying to overlevel and go attack 6 for... Nope, just taking that magic level. Okay. Alright, Home, now I need to remember.
He wants to make very castable, and he's looking for the item. He doesn't have a glove yet. He doesn't know it's not here.
Very true.
Perfectly understandable play. Unfortunately, is going to cost him some time.
Yep. I guess my concern is just when you know the boss is sort of at a dead end like that, and you know you're going to have to go back and look for the item, just place the gem, but he could also be trying to hit that 920 naturally on the way to the item room, so...
That's
all kinds of
possible.
Things going through the runner's minds that cannot fathom.
Yeah.
It could also be a I thought I placed the gem and I'm going to leave anyway situation. Also, that's never happened. No one's ever gotten to the GP and thought the barrier was about to go up and then just jumped right into it.
Because, I went back to go get some XP and forgot all about the boss because I came over. Whoops.
Oh, and it's just a P bag too, so it's not even anything he wants to see for his troubles.
Nope. He's not too far from the boss at least, and just walk out of here.
5 or so rooms, I think.
Yeah, something like that. It's not too bad. MiRai is lost here in P5, apparently.
P5 doing P5 things.
Yep. If you thought P2 was long, P5's even longer on average.
But don't worry, at the end of it, you get Gooma!
Who's a barrel of fun!
I think just up this elevator shaft twice.
Anyone's not familiar with Z2R, there is a heavy amount of sarcasm to be had.
Yeah, it should be up this elevator, I think, for Home. Go back and get his gem placed, as MiRai continuing to hate P5.
Yep. Home is then gonna probably go back to Maze Island, beat P4, and then go dig Death Mountain, because he should know, he'll verify once he gets out of here, that he needs to find a connector to the other side of the east because it's not because there's no southern exit to this volcano somehow, which does happen sometimes. It's just uncommon.
Yep, and opts for the save.
Yeah, I guess he doesn't want to walk back out of the Valley of Death. I'm not sure if that's... But on the other hand, the connector to the east is so far from start, I don't think this is faster.
Yeah.
Like, you start in the northwest corner, the connector to the east is in the southeast corner, on the mountainous biome behind a pass-through cave. I don't think this is much faster, if any. He's also looking for something, I don't know what. Or maybe trying to remember, how do I get there again?
Yep. Either that or hoping he might have missed some water for that raft. Unfortunately, we know he didn't. Like you were saying earlier, mountainous biomes can be tricky enough to navigate, and if you don't take meticulous notes, definitely tricky enough to remember. Did I see that? As Home coming back for what we know is going to be his 7th magic decanter here in Heart Container Cave. Oh, welcome back, Star.
Sorry, was it a bot again?
Not a bot. I think we just completely lost you for a minute there.
Oh, I don't know why, huh? This
It's
for being
alright.
stupid, probably, but that does guarantee Home 2 casts a fairy on 1 life as MiRai proceeds to burn that gem. Garrett, I don't know what fairy caused at Magic 5, but whatever it is, it's 49 max, so he's fine with that now.
Yep. And we know his last decanter is just sitting there in New Kasuto.
It's the big thing he needs to do right now. Unfortunately, Map Rando being very much Map Rando.
Yep. And I think Home has conceded to Glove's just in a palace, so I need to clear some palaces. Could also just feel behind and be thinking it's a gamble.
Yeah, but face first into that glove lock. Unfortunately, we know his glove is not here. I did not pay enough attention to 3, 5, or 6 enough to know if either any of them were glove locked. We'll see.
Yep.
And Irene, I don't know your Dragon Sword reference, I'm afraid.
So yeah, that glove block to the right for Home there was just a quick dead end. MiRai did check that, so no harm done here. Going to be able to get through. Should be able. I don't think there was another glove block anywhere in here.
I don't think 3 was terrible. A Dragon Robot, gotcha, thank you.
Yeah, even 6 wasn't too terribly bad.
Yeah, 5 was even
5 on the other hand, yeah.
Home requested a not sub arrow seed, which he is getting at this point. Mirai's got, between how long P2 was, he's got to go through the Valley of Death. He's still got GP. This will not sub hour.
Yep.
And oh hey, Slavu rating with a party of 4, just finishing up a tournament race of his own. GG's to you. I will not spoil the results of that since Mirai will be doing a VOD restream of that at some point later this week, I assume. But GG, welcome in.
We'll assume both Animus and Slamu had fun and nothing but kind things to say about the seed, no matter what.
Welcome in. We're 51 minutes in. Mirai is in Palace and Go mode. Homewrecker is getting map random today. Is what the story of the race.
Yep.
Getting very, very map rendered by a mountainous west, and then a very funny variety of map rendered by a volcano east.
Yeah, definitely some interesting layouts here.
Yep.
Yeah, you're gonna need to cast that again, buddy.
Yeah. Apparently, it still costs 49 because he didn't cast fairy there, or maybe he just wants to go somewhere else. I don't know. I have not checked either spell menu in the past couple of minutes, so I don't actually know what it costs. Fairy costs at Magic 5.
I think
That did not look like it was 49, but I didn't catch what the actual number was.
I think Mirai's on the right path here, and just there we go, and just goes for, you know what? I'm not dealing with this room. Gonna thunder. I was wrong. Mirai is not on the right path.
as Eleanor says, the segmented east it's a volcanic east. There is we got to the northern side of the map from the west, found a cave bridge to Maze Island, and found that there is no southern exit to the crater. You have to go take the bridge to Maze Island, go take a cave from Maze Island to Death Mountain, and then go take a raft from Death Mountain to the southern side of the east. And then from there, you need to a tiny little pocket on the southern coast, and then from there you need to take a pasture cave to get to the rest of the southern half. And that is where Home's Glove, Thunder, and Eniki are hiding.
Mm-hmm.
And a few other loose ends.
It didn't seem like Fairy was costing too much on Magic 5 there. I think it only took off a little more than 2 bars, as Home does find our Rebo.
Yeah, just 1 point over 2 bars. Game. He has Home has only 3 casts either way. MiRai would have liked that to be 1 point cheaper, so he had 4 casts for life, but, well, thanks, game.
Yeah.
It's always great, it's like 1 point over a multiple of 16, and you're like, really?
Yeah. And now we're on everyone else's favorite Z2R game, Downstablis Rebo.
Yep, because, neither of them had Fairy when they got to, or Jump when they got to Mito earlier. And they are probably never getting downstab unless they get hard downstab locked in GP.
Yep. MiRai finding that heart, which we know is actually a long ways away from Helmet Head. So he is definitely on the wrong side of P2 here.
Yeah. Home was in here for a good several minutes earlier, and it looks like MiRai is doing exactly the same thing, so Home won't lose time to this at least. Home does manage to knock Rebo off the horse. The horse being unusually tanky, the knight not so bad.
Yeah. Should get one more swing here.
Emphatically about this T2. Right, definitely has opinions.
Home gonna get a double level here, but it's gonna be a double life level. We'll see if he just comes back in and tries to find another 200-ish experience, or if he just takes his life level and goes 557, exactly what MiRai's on.
P5. I don't remember if this was glove locked, I just knew it was a slog.
I don't believe it was glove locked, and Home is opting to go for that next magic or attack level.
Actually, that does make sense since P5 is so close. If he had to walk a fair bit, like if he'd heard to beat P5 and P6 was his next destination, maybe not. But yeah, this one's not too bad.
Here looks to be the right path for MiRai. I do remember this glove block room on Home's side. Very near our Helmet Head, so.
Yeah, Home found this room from the left, and there should be an elevator somewhere to Helmet Head, but I might be wrong. MiRai somehow survived that, I don't know how.
MiRai is... I think MiRai, the madness is setting in.
Just a bit, there's Helmet Head. Do you know that today is an action-packed day of racing, speaking of suddenly rating over from his own race. We've got another race. We've got a triple header tonight. We've got ourselves TH versus Tiberius will be coming up next, and then Shandy versus Sigil will be after that.
Yeah, gonna be a great night. If there's one thing this community does very well, it's overbooking one day.
Yeah, this isn't quite as bad as last what was it, Wednesday, but this is a bit silly. Last Wednesday was ridiculous. 5 races in one night, anyone? 4 isn't quite as bad, but still.
Yeah.
And we're setting for P1 now. This wasn't too terrible from what I can remember.
No. And that's what's important, TAH. Is we scheduled first.
Home need to take a death here because again, Fairy costing just over 2 magic jars is great fun.
He even got
I would consider taking Magic 6 in hopes it's just a smidge cheaper, because it's a little trolling that it's just 1 point over that threshold for forecasts for him.
Home had even picked up a blue jar in the room prior, hoping that it would get him just enough magic, but it didn't.
Yeah, Gabe said no. He is pretty close to that level now, getting 50-point P back here, which isn't much, but every bit counts in this situation. He'll take the red jar.
Yeah, and MiRai looking like he's going to route right to Horsehead here, so definitely saved a little time in P1 over Home. And we already saw him burn the gem of P2, so probably going to do the same thing here. Fairies in way.
That is going to be enough pay. He is going to burn that gem. No magic 6 for him, so... Off he goes. He needs to get back to GP. That is going to take him a minute, because GP is on the other side of the east. Behind the whole chain of continental connectors Home hasn't found yet.
Yep. MiRai
So
knows
for
it's
those
not
who
too
weren't
bad.
here to see how you're supposed to get to that side of the east, you'll see it here from MiRai in the next couple minutes. Because you first need to... The cave from the west is just south of his net. There's the bridge there. He needs to go to Maze Island, pass through this item cave, take the key that is right there to DM, and then walk down the coast. And bypass Spike Rock, which had a heart container in it, and go to the east. Which dumps you in this random pocket here on the coast with no way out except for this pass-through cave because, game being silly today.
You know, the game just likes to tell a few jokes.
Yes, it does. And now's just a clear path to GP, like that.
Yep. He does get sub-hour GP.
59:48 according to the restream timer. Yeah, just barely making it sub-hour there. GP a nice neutral color today.
Yeah, and at least the background is solid black too, so you're not going to get trolled by T-Bird fireballs on a red background today. Which is always fun.
See the
That is not a fun room.
essential at that.
Two
chicken nights and a spicy chicken, we'll do it.
I'm going to be the bearer of bad news and say no one heard what you just said.
Oh, sorry. Is that better?
For now, yeah. But yeah, like you were saying, that was not a friendly chicken room.
No, wax central there, as we get here's more chicken, speaking of.
Yep.
Chicken Squad out in force. I'm gonna go hit the refresh button on Discord, because it's Discord's and that's being stupid.
Gotcha. Alright, nice free fairy room there for MiRai, showing that he did grab Jump Spell when he was down there. Doesn't quite get the tech. And finds a dead end, so it is not through that chicken room. Gonna have to, or choosing to take the up A rather than walk back through a couple of those rooms. Definitely don't blame him.
Yeah, that's for sure. I'm back. Hopefully that's an improvement. Discord likes to not register my mic for some reason.
Ooh, always fun.
Yep.
Alright, so MiRai going all the way to the bottom of the elevator this time, as finds a nice curtained room. Home, I think, going the right way, but it's P5, so it's hard to tell. It sounds like
someone okay at tracking overworld maps. I remain terrible at room rando, unfortunately, myself.
And Home does find Guma. So I missed how many lives he has left, so hopefully one if he takes another mace here.
Yeah, not much health, and Guma hits hard.
Yep, and he's definitely going to need at least enough magic to ferry through the door here afterwards. So,
or a key, I don't know if he has any.
Yeah, I don't think so, as we got Zombie Link here. Oh, he did pick up a 1-up? Awesome, thanks, Irene.
Thank you.
Alright, another 4-way. Okay, yeah, it's got 2 lives in reserves yet, so... Still want to take it nice and careful here on Guma. As, MiRai found a drop room, I think? No, that was just a two-way up there, not a drop.
Yeah. JP looking very thoroughly glove blocked, by the way.
Oh, absolutely. And the one thing I will note about finding all of these, junctions early in GP, the only thing that makes me sad about that is once you find T-Bird, there's probably not much GP left.
Yeah. Because sometimes in GP the challenge is finding T-Bird, sometimes the challenge is finding Dark Link, sometimes if T-Bird's in the middle, it's finding both. With this many junctions, it's likely to be T-Bird and not Dark Link, that's the challenge.
Yep. Definitely would be my guess on this one, but as we see a nice emoji room with some raw heads. Home needing to be careful here on his last little bit of life against Guma. You've come this far, you definitely don't want to take that death. And just start that fight over. Never fun. But gets it down.
Getting the fairy off, jumping face, because he jumped face first into a chicken again.
Yep, might even take this one up here.
I would, in this situation.
Oh my. That's a room home.
Any key.
Yeah, that'd be quite a room if Home doesn't end up finding that Ini key, but I believe the Ini key came before the glove, so probably gonna get it.
They're stuck in the Risen P back cave, and where I found the one with the key in it first. I'm going back in for the item, which we know is probably some variety of junk, given we've seen all the hearts and all the magic jars just about.
I'm gonna say this is where the seed wanted to put the candle.
Yeah, and then he decides, never mind.
Okay.
They did start with the counter note, but the candle is replaced by a random item in the random junk item in the item pool. Yes, here's an L7 drop for MiRai into something.
The vanilla landing room. It's not the landing room he saw earlier, though, to note.
Which is good.
Or is it? No, it was.
Oh, no, it was. Never mind.
Oh, no.
Because that's an up A from him.
Yep. Pardon me.
Now has to choose, does he want to go try P6, which is the northeast corner, or go back to the east?
Yep. And I don't think 6 was glove blocked, and we know 4 wasn't. But GP definitely is. So, MiRai, not pleased with the amount of dead ends he's finding as well.
Oh, Home's going for downstab is where he's going. Forgot that was here.
Makes sense.
Yep.
So there was a waffle room that MiRai said no to, and then found that drop, as well as a two-way at the top of an elevator shaft a couple of rooms later here, so wonder which choice he's going to make.
We'll see.
I mean, it's, until you know the path, every path has a chance to be right, so...
With all other bosses, T-Bird cannot be to the left, but it can be down left, down right or up. Right.
For now. I know Elendar has joked about wanting to make left-facing bosses, but sounds like there's a whole host of issues in the game's code for that.
Yeah.
Home is gonna take... Oh no, he's getting the hint for the medicine. That's right. That was in New Kasuto, so definitely doesn't have that yet.
Nope.
Looks like a hard down stab locked room here, yep.
That is, and MiRai doesn't have that. He's still significantly ahead, so even if he needs to go get that, he's fine. But,
MiRai has both stabs.
Oh no, he does. Never mind, I thought he didn't have down stab for some reason, but he does, so we're fine.
And more choices. Come on, MiRai, you like a GP with choice. Oh no, it loops back.
Okay, I do not know why I'm a robot today. I guess I'm gonna go do a computer restart between races, see if that doesn't do it, because I do not know why it's this bad today.
No worries. Oh no, MiRai finding even more dead ends.
Yep.
Yikes.
Home is lost again, I think.
Yep, I think Home's desperately trying to remember how to get back to the east. Alright, as MiRai looking defeated. I'm willing to bet both runners at this point, just because I know both of their temperaments pretty well at this point. I'm willing to bet both of them have uttered, "How is the other one not done yet?"
Oh, probably. Especially Hope, who knows he has to have missed something here in this map. And on this other side, MiRai, who's just not had a good time in GP. This is one of the nicer waffles we've seen so far. Only one chicken.
Yep. And nice and laggy, but gets through. There we go. Another drop dead end.
Okay. Home's going for P6 is where he is in the northeast corner here.
Yep. Yep, I think he's either gambling that he doesn't need glove, which, looking at GP, we know is incorrect, or gambling that he's playing it's in a palace game and I need to find it.
Perhaps a mix of both.
Yeah, very fair.
We do know that GP and the glove are both on the southern side of the east, as well as the Yeti key, so if he does manage to clear 4 and 6, which you know is possible without the glove, and then gets GP and sees a glove lock in like the first few rooms, he can turn around, head back out, and go find his glove and be back in like a minute or two.
Yeah, wouldn't be too terrible.
No. In fact, he could, if he had not gotten so thoroughly map randomed, he could be a lot closer based on being able to clear palaces without the glove. Unfortunately, he's gotten thoroughly map randomed today. What all in Z2R is randomized in standard mode. All major items, everything on the tracker basically, are randomized amongst each other between overworld item caves, overworld item tiles, and palace items. Including the P bags that are in the cut through P bags that are in the item pool in the vanilla game. All heart containers and all magic jars are shuffled into the item pool as well. Spells are shuffled amongst each other in between the towns. We have full map randomizer, which is what's bitten Home in the rear today. He's gotten extremely lost, unfortunately. Map rando, we don't know where they're going, they don't know where they're going either. We get to find out as we go, so that's fun for MiRai, and room rando's happening too. MiRai's got no idea where he's going in GP, or not. Well, he's getting better of an idea the more he explores, but he doesn't know where T-Bird is, we don't either.
Yep, and really clever there by MiRai to get that 50-50 jar, lower his magic just enough to come into this room, cast Fairy, and get that full refill. Really heads up player.
More glove blocks, who'd thunk. Map Grand was what makes Z2R fun, absolutely, Aaron. Because the vanilla Zelda 2, because here we are, finally found T-Bird. The thing is that plain item shuffle by itself is not all that interesting. It's a very, very linear vanilla map on the overworld. And there's just not that many different iterations of item shuffle you can get if the map was vanilla. There's just only so many combinations you can find.
Mm-hmm.
And it would get boring really fast, so map random's an inherent part of actually making things fresh and new every seed. Like, there is an option for a vanilla map in the randomizer, and sometimes it gets shuffled on depending on the tournament flags if vanilla biomes are an option, but playing it every seed would get really boring really fast. Home is going back in for the item here in 6.
Yeah, we know it's not going to help him at all.
We don't know what it is, but it's useless. It's not even the final magic jar, which he probably would like, but vanilla shuffled can be interesting, where the base overworld layout is the same, but the landmarks are shuffled with each other. So what is normally a cave entrance might be a town, what is normally a palace might be an item cave, that sort of thing. As figures that T-Bird and Dark Link are sequential. Makes sense. We saw most of this place already.
Yeah, one quick little fight for MiRai here, which is good because much further than I don't know how many lives he had left, but definitely up. Actually, when I think back on it, I want to say T-Bird was only about 7-8 rooms in if you picked the right path. The trouble was obviously picking the right path.
Yep. Alright, and that's GG's here to MiRai, 113-13, and that's an immediate I quit. For home, understandably, we'll see if our runners want to interview. Yeah, home never managed to get found his way through the map Rando today, but Rando will Rando you.
Sure did.
Yep.
I'm gonna guess while we wait for these runners, I think MiRai's probably just taking a quick little cooldown. Home might be doing the same. While we wait for them, though, just a reminder, I know Star's been doing it all night. Don't go anywhere. Well, you can after the interview for a little bit, but coming up at the top of the hour, there is another race. And then 2 hours after that, another race. So the nice triple header here on ZSR Main tonight.
Yep. We've got Zelda Rando, and more Zelda Rando. Hey guys, if you want to come talk in voice, do that rather than the race times to check and hear it too.
If you want non-randomized Zelda 2, then we can't help you tonight, but I'm sure there's going to be some Keys tournament action going on soon. I believe
Recently announced the next tournament for that. Yeah. Where's the channel again? Right. The signups for the qualifiers for the Zelda 2 Vanilla All Keys Tournament 2023 is between October 15th and October 23rd, if people might be interested in that. There will be 2 brackets, one for the top players and one for the everyone else, called the Boss Bot bracket and the Sleety Bit bracket. No, I did not come up with it. Top 50% goes to the Boss Bot bracket, lower 50% into the Sleety Bit bracket. I'm laughing at Teach saying me versus Javier's will have this much fun in about 45 minutes. And we will absolutely be featuring some of that All Keys tournament on the CSR channels as well. Home will be joining us for an interview shortly. Just needs to get his mic, and I already see MiRai in the waiting room, so I'll go to him in. Hey, MiRai, GG.
Apparently, I can't hear anything. If you can hear me,
we can hear
you. Thanks.
Paging MiRai. Oh. It's an evening for tech issues. This is fine.
Discord hates us apparently today. Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, I'm not sure why MiRai can't hear us. That's fine. We'll get that sorted out. But yeah, kind of a quick recap while we get him in for anyone joining late. Tail of the tape, really, that mountainous west, really tricky getting to the east. And then if that wasn't enough to trip you up, you had to then go through Death Mountain onto the raft tile, take that to the southern portion of the volcanic east to get your last few items.
Yeah, I'm here now.
Hey, friend.
Hey, MiRai, GG.
Can we just officially give the win to Home Wrecker tonight? I can't even. I played so bad. If I play like this again in any future race, I got extremely lucky. He said he didn't have the glove. If he had the glove, I think this would have been over. I cannot. I had the worst Rebanak fight in a year and a half. I don't know. I mean, the most embarrassing Rebanak fight, and it just mistakes left and right. My controller felt so off tonight. I don't know why Homewrecker's scaring me here. He's making me nervous. I'm shaking over here. Homewrecker is just Homewrecker. It's like
he's a scary guy. He's a scary
guy, apparently. Yeah.
It's all right.
Oh my God.
Yeah. I mean, at the end of the day, you still got the win. You know, I know you say you don't want to take the G's as you usually say in your chat, but it is what it is. I mean, you both played the same seed, and you came out on top.
Yeah, I just played less terrible, I guess.
I mean, honestly, one of the big advantages you had is Homewrecker took a few unfortunate deaths in some of the early caves when you were farming that red iron knuckle in P3 or 6.
Mm.
And so you were able to get through some of those caves that he was taking game overs in. And that was a big part of the early routing. And then you were the first one to the east, which was also huge. And subsequently the first one to the southern portion of the east, which was very important.
Yeah, it was a very interesting connection of biomes. Home is in before we start down story path here.
All right, hey Home, GG.
More microphone issues, perhaps.
Yeah, my problem
Probably.
was... Yeah, my issue was
Yeah, go ahead.
I recently installed a new audio thing, and it updated to default devices, and it screwed everything up for Discord. Anyway.
I did hear the test there, Home. GG's friend.
Hey, Test. Hey, Home. Yeah, Home, not Test. Live. Right, GG.
Test record.
Yeah, GG, Home. We can't hear you. We could. If you're responding now, we can't.
Yeah.
And, hey, Tutor, thanks to the raid. We've got Discord mic problems apparently today.
Yep. MiRai.
Yeah.
Just because.
Issues and can't hear you if you're talking.
Oh, there we go. Hey.
Oh, I'll do the same thing.
He said he can't hear us, but apparently we can hear him. It's the same reverse.
Yep. Audio drivers. I do know Holmes playing off not his usual setup and probably a travel laptop, so might just, like you had, MiRai, might have a few settings that just needs to change. But I want to get your thought. You routed through some of your palaces very efficiently, very quickly. Your facial reactions in 5, though, was that the color of the palace, or what was going on there?
Efficiently, are we certain you want to use that word efficiently?
You ripped through P1 in about 20 seconds. That is a number of palace that you completed efficiently.
I was irate at that point, man. I could not. After that, what did we do? What order did we did? 4. 4 was fine because it was just whatever.
I think you did 4, 6, or 4, 3, 6, 5, 2, 1.
No, it was 4, 6, 3, 5.
Okay,
That's what it was. Yeah. So the 6, I don't really remember the 6 all that much, but the 3 is when I had the terrible, like the non-absolute. It was a tutorial on how not to do Rebanak at all. I don't know what that fight was. If we could just cut that from the VOD that gets uploaded to YouTube, I would prefer that. That was so embarrassing. And at that point I was starting to get very tilted. But then we went to 5 and I was concerned. Like 5 was dumb because it was linear in the beginning up to a point, and then it had a branch and I went right. And then there was another branch that I remembered. I remembered these 2 elevator rooms, but I didn't remember what order they were in. So when I hit the loop, I went up and started going backwards. And then I was like, wait, this isn't the way that room is. It's going to be down. It's going to be just go back to the direction I was going. And so then I had to turn around. It felt terrible. I'm already incredibly unhappy about P3's performance. And then I get to Guma, and I take a bunch of hits right there in the beginning. And I just take the death on purpose because I just want a fresh health bar. And Yeah, I was concerned, like, am I going to game over on Duma? And he is this deep in this palace. And I didn't, thankfully. But then we did 2. Then we did 2. And 2 apparently was just hold left forever. I was going crazy at that point. I'm sure you could tell. Every right I took was a dead end or a loop or something. It was just hold left in P2. And I'm losing my mind because I'm thinking, man, if I feel like I'm playing these palaces very poorly at this point. While I may have a better record in Z2R than Home does, it doesn't mean that he didn't go clear the overworld first, and not screw around with 4 and then find the glove, and then he would be off to the races as well. Home Wrecker, if you're there at any point, you can feel free to chime in. I don't know if you're still fixing
I'm here now.
Okay.
Hey!
Hey, GG.
So I did get P2'd pretty good. GG's.
Yeah.
But I took a wildly different route than you did, it sounds like. I dipped in
You got
4
lost
and then
is what
noped out.
happened, I think.
Well, no, I didn't get lost, but I
You
definitely
did?
saw Parappa in the west, and I was like, I found the other end of this. And then about 2, 3, 5, some minutes later, I was like, wait, no, I didn't. Let's go back. And then
Yeah, it
got out
took
of the
you a
west.
long time to get off the west. A good couple minutes longer than MiRai is the first thing that happened home, basically.
I took, 3, 4, 5 game overs in the first 10 minutes of that seed, it felt like. So
You probably
just
did, yeah. Some of the early combat was not being kind to you, and then you never did find the other side of the east, is the other thing.
Oh, I know. I knew where it was. I found the connector, and I was like, you know what? I'm just going to check this Valley Death Palace, and if it's P1, I'll go do the west and come back. Because my thought process at that point
I
was,
gotcha. I think I might have lost
let's
track.
hope the gloves in the east somewhere, and it's in the section. I'll just go do everything else, come back and finish the game, because I knew Thunder was over there.
Yeah,
And once P1 was in Valley Death, I was like, okay, well, that's my GP. So let's see what we can do.
Yeah, fair enough.
Gotcha.
Yeah, no, that wasn't just. Fortunately, the East was not a mistake. That was intentional. But the West, yeah, that was absolutely a mistake.
Yeah, I mean, I almost took a game over there. I routed south first, and that was Mito, Rudo, both with nothing of interest. I mean, other than downstab. But and then Magic Container Cave was right there, and it was an Octorok, and then 2 red Gorillas, and it was 2 hits, and you're dead. And so their boomerangs just kept catching me. I took 2 deaths in there, and I was just like, are you kidding me? Are we really going to? Because it was like so far south, and I'm like, just get through this. And I pulled him back, and then I fought him that way, and I got a little bit more wiggle room in terms of combat and made it through. I don't remember. I think it was the child in there, which was fairy at the end of the day.
That's right, I think, yeah.
Yeah.
But it was not the child. Child was somewhere else. I know, because I'm pretty sure I didn't do that before I went east. So I had fairy before I did that cave.
Okay.
I think.
Child was in that cave.
For sure
there,
there?
I think.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, Child was in Magic Container Cave.
Yeah.
All right. I just remember game overing that in there and then not coming back till I had cleared the rest of the West, I think, or most of it.
Yeah, I saw the cave off of Maze, and it was DM, and then I was like, well, let me just walk down this coast, look for a rock, and then I see the raft tile there, and I checked it, and I was just like, what the hell is this? Like, it's this tiny little cubby hole, this little cutout from the water to land to have the little dock there, and I'm like, is this an item? I was be like, this would be amazing if this is an item cave, because I left the top side of the east without really checking the southwest corner down there, so I wasn't sure if there was something else down there. I just hit the bridge and went to the maze and just kept trucking. So from my perspective, I didn't know if there was anything else down there, like town-wise or cave-wise or anything. Lo and behold, nothing was down there, I guess, because everything was on the south side of the east. It was Jump in New Kasuto. I full cleared that. I forget what was in there. But then there was Thunder in Old Kasuto, and then there was Sunken Peabag Cave there as well with the glove in it. Once I got that, I was like, all right, let's just go beat the game. But man, it was getting to that point where I'm like, I'm a little concerned that we're going to be digging into palaces, and if there's any glove, I don't know. I wasn't feeling amazing playing that seed. I feel like I routed the West improperly in the beginning. I mean, you don't know whether you do or not. You don't know that. You don't know that until you get like the full picture of the West. So it was just like I routed south and I got nothing, and then I routed I routed along the south, and I saw Parappa, and I was like, well, let's not take this just yet. Let's go north. And I routed all the way around to the other side of Saria, and it's like, okay, so I got to up and A from here and hit the other side of Saria. It was just, it felt bad. Like if you had just walked west from start, I felt like that was the better play, but it seemingly all worked out, I guess, because mountainous biomes are mountainous biomes.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, in hindsight, I don't think that the West was that bad. Just, I mean, I know I didn't do a great job of it, but I didn't think it was terrible. But like you said, just mountainous biomes are what they are sometimes.
Yeah, at the end it wasn't bad because it was like the palaces were, well, the palaces weren't that far from Saria. You had to go through Saria obviously to get to 6, or you could, I guess, walk all the way around again, but that's ridiculous. And especially with Bagu, because Bagu was right there as well. So it's like you didn't even need ferry to get across Saria. You could have just Bagu'd your way across and then seen that was 6. And then I think Shield was up over there as well in Rara. That would have been nice to have for some of the early combat and whatnot, because we were taking a lot of damage, it felt like.
Yeah.
Yeah, I had a heck of a time trying to get Bagu. I think I spent a fair amount of time on it early in the seed and just kept missing the tile somehow.
But that GP, man, you missed out on what if I guess I mean I full cleared it. I full cleared that GP. That was
that checks out.
that did not feel good. I walked in just before 60 minutes, and
Yep.
I took a gamble because if anyone remembers the offset 4-way, if you go down, it's a left facing, it's a left sided, or okay, I don't know how to say that, but it was moving left and it was a waffle room, right? And then I was like, okay, I don't want to go left first. So then I took a right in the middle, ultimately out of there, and it led to the glove block elevator. And right of there was a waffle room that had an elevator on the right side. So I thought that was a loop back to the offset 4-way. And that's why I abandoned that. And then when I finally exhausted every other direction, and I am just shrugging as hard as I can, working out the traps, I was shrugging so hard. Like, I don't know where to go. And I was like, I'm just going to take this down and left. And then I saw that second enemy set in that waffle. And I'm like, that's not a Firebird. This is not a loop. And it was like an immediate dead end. And I turned around. I was like, I know exactly where to go, but this feels terrible. And yeah, I was obviously in that GP for 14 solid minutes, man, clearing that thing. It felt bad because, I mean, you could have been there at any point in time. And I was just like, I may have the edge here, but I may not. And regardless if I have the edge, I mean, assuming you found the glove home, you would have been, I think you would have been, it sounds like even with a few game over early on or whatever, 2-3 minutes behind me, 4 minutes, maybe. And dare I say, if you just held right, all you had to do is really just hold right again. It was just one of those hold rights. It was hold left in several other palaces, hold right in GP. And oh my God, I mean, that was it. So yeah, I mean, it could have been anything at that point. I'm like, is home going to come from behind and actually rob me of this GP? Because I don't know where I'm going. I don't know where I'm at.
Yeah. I think I just had for what I was thinking the seed was by the time I go back west. Like, I had the right thought, and I was trying to just gamble not picking items out of houses. And for the most part, I stuck to that. I was just killing bosses and doing a little bit of searching, but nothing big. I think I got the items out of 1, 2, and that's it. So I just couldn't execute and get back in there and make it happen.
Yeah, that's a hell of a gamble. I mean, you play enough seeds and you do that at some point where it's just like you gamble on that one cave, and there it is. There's the answer. The cave you gambled on. Like, I've gambled on Spell Tower before, and sure enough, gloves in Spell Tower, and whoops, I'm in a last location that. So I know that feeling, man. That feels terrible. But yeah, we got another race coming up in 27 minutes here.
Yes, it is. Just open the race room.
I wouldn't call it a race. That TH guy's got it.
Hey, yeah, he's very good. I played him last week. I'm sure whoever he's up against, he's going to destroy.
Probably.
I mean, good luck, Ty.
It's all right. As long as I remember that it's not mountainous and I don't think this map when I'm playing, we'll be all right. But I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, just don't do the seed bleed. That is, I think, though. I'm out of questions. Don't know if anyone else has any other comments before I take us out of here for now.
I'll give it to home first.
No, GG's. Yeah, one more week, and then we'll see how brackets pan out.
Yeah.
That's what I'm ready for now.
Yeah, absolutely, dude. GG. It just sucks to not find that glove, man. I'm afraid that Vix and Ellender are both watching this and hoping that I play something like this next week. One of them is going to be my opponent, so we'll find out Thursday evening or night who that's going to be. But yeah, very interesting so far. I generally choke in the 5-0 race, so pretty much it's all downhill from here. No, yeah, I'm waiting for brackets. I'd like to see some brackets action. I want to see the candle pulled. I want the lights to be turned off, and I want to see who can hang and who cannot. So, yeah. And hey, I might be the one not hanging tonight, because if we got that same magic container configuration in a dark cave, I'm probably taking a game over with those 2 red gorillas in there. So, yeah, I got GG home, and more races, more Z2R tonight. And thank you to Tiverius and Star for comms and restreaming. Thank you.
Yeah.
I always forget to say that, and I'm sorry. It's just, I'm always rushed. People are always rushing me.
Right, saying sorry is my thing. Stop it.
I know.
Alrighty, so please do give both of our runners a follow. I'm Marker and MiRai, as well as my co-com Tiverius. Thanks to you all. Let's see. Don't go much of anywhere chat. We're doing a triple header today. A little bit more spaced out since this seed is fairly quick. But we've got another race coming up in just under half an hour here on this channel. This will be between TH and Tiverius. Good luck on that, Ty. And then 2 hours after that, you'll be saying goodbye to me, but you'll be saying hi to Pix. We'll be restreaming Shady versus Sigil. In the meantime, though, we're going to go call it quits here for this restream. Be back in 25 minutes or so. Until then, let's go say hi to J. Bradley, who is playing some Z2R of his own. I haven't the slightest idea what flags he's playing with, but he looks to be in GP, I think. Maybe. He's somewhere else. No, that's might be P6. Anyhow, he's playing some Z2R of his own. Wish him luck with that. Thank you for watching all, and we'll see you next time.